Omniverse.
The Call of Cthulhu Mystery Program contains content that may not be suitable for all ages. Listener discretion is advised. Visit CthulhuMystery.com and head to Patreon.com/OmniverseMedia to join our community of fans and unlock further secrets. Well. Welcome back. Here we are, the penultimate episode of the Cracked and Crook'd Manse, our debut live actual play and charity event for the Call of Cthulhu Mystery Program. Before we embark on tonight's adventure, thank you. Thank you for making this new nightmarish diversion a rousing success. To date, we've raised $2,159.69 in support of the Transgender Law Center, ensuring that justice is done, equality is fought for, and lives and livelihoods are preserved. We stepped out into the darkness here, trying something new between formal series of our show, and it would appear that you've enjoyed the results. So, $2,159.69, that's a hefty chunk of change.
We're getting very close. Very, very close to the final goal.
Where are my manners? I'm joined once again by Catherine Blackard, showrunner of the Call of Cthulhu Mystery Program.
Glad to be back. Can I thank this past week's donors?
Please do.
Well, as you might recall, last week we were at $2,065. Only $4 away from one of my favorite numbers. And my stars and garters, someone stepped up to the challenge. A bold and beautiful anonymous donor tossed $4.69 on the stage, taking the total to $2,069.69.
Nice.
They said, sorry to have missed the live stream. Well, try not to be too sorry or too hard on yourself. You've made a splash all the same, and thank you for supporting a good cause. Now, I don't know much about numerology, but I've looked up a little bit of information. Are you by any chance familiar with the meaning of the number 69?
No, not in this context.
Well, it's indicative of balance, like the yin and yang, harmony, compassion, and idealism. I'd say this anonymous donor truly embodies the power of 69. So, thanks for 69ing with us.
We are live on the air, so...
Big thanks to Shosuro Ajo, who gave $50. Enough for a bonus die. Very classy. They say, sorry I'm a bit late on this. While the apologies, you're here now. You're giving to a good cause. You are beautiful. And last but not least, we have a generous donation from first-time caller, long-time listener.
Well, thank you for calling, and thank you for listening.
Hopefully it's not the first and the last time.
It's true, we do love hearing from our fans. Speaking of, last week we offered up that any donors could write in with questions for Estelle Thorpe or yourself. Were there any?
No, not yet.
Well then, what say we give the listening audience a demonstration after the episode?
That is a lovely idea. And for those of you who are interested, please do head to CthulhuMystery.com/live to make a donation and ask a question of your own. Or just make a donation, because ultimately, that's why we're here, folks.
You heard it, folks. Don't touch your dials, but do touch your keyboards. There's always plenty of surprises here on the Call of Cthulhu Mystery Program, and you could be a part of it. But for now, the moment you've been waiting for.
Do you hear that? In the cruel blackness of night, an unknowable evil from beyond time cries out. What dark deeds unfold on the streets of Arkham, and which unwitting souls, innocent or impure, will succumb to the maddening call, the Call of Cthulhu.
Omniverse and Chaosium are proud to present the Call of Cthulhu Mystery Program, live! Tonight's strange story, The Cracked and Crook'd Manse, Part 5. Chaosium Incorporated is the publisher of high-quality books and games, including the acclaimed Call of Cthulhu Tabletop RPG. Head to Chaosium.com to discover forbidden tomes of eldritch knowledge so that you and your friends can succumb to the maddening call of investigative horror adventures just like this one. This live production is recorded and produced in Central Florida, Nashville, Tennessee, and Dinwiddie, Virginia, on lands ruthlessly taken from their indigenous people, the Timucua and Seminole, the Yuchi, Shawnee, and Cherokee, and the Chero and Hakanataway, respectively. Acknowledgement of the first people of these lands and the lasting repercussions of colonization is the least we can do. Through awareness, we can prompt discussion, allyship, and ultimately, decolonization. To learn more about the First Nations of the land where you live, visit native-land.ca. The sheriff has gone missing. There's a raccoon living in the second-story bedroom. Oh, and this house was the site of multiple horrific murders. But what does it all mean? Why did Arthur Cornthwaite order a truckload of salt before his disappearance? And what's that lurking presence that makes this abandoned old house seem strangely inhabited? Raccoon notwithstanding.
You all turn to the right and head towards the room in the northeast corner of the house, and opening that door up, carefully trying to disturb the salt as minimally as possible. You look into this next room, which is a very large, very expensively appointed bathroom. There's a very well decorated and golden trimmed claw tub in here, as well as all of the finest amenities that you would expect in a house befitting a man of Arthur Cornthwaite's station in life.
Investigate. Just look around and look for any clues whatsoever.
Are there any? Does the mirror open or anything? Are there any drawers to look?
Well, there is a mirror against the wall. It doesn't open, but there is separately a medicine cabinet in here.
I'd like to look through that.
The medicine cabinet has some of the basics, the sort of things you might expect. Aspirin,
Cocaine.
various analgesics, things
Opium.
like that.
Cocaine to get the ghost out of your blood.
Heroin.
A little opium just to mellow out.
Yeah, stuff that you give your babies to fall asleep.
Yeah, and with that, one of the things that you also noticed though is that you mentioned the mirror in here above the sink. The mirror, it's got this faint coating of dust on it, like someone hadn't wiped it clean in some time, and somebody's written the letters, capital N, lowercase a, capital C, lowercase l.
That's salt. That's
you're right. Well, I mean, it certainly seems to all go together, I suppose.
Oh, I hate
Maybe shake the salt on the mirror.
Why would you shake salt? She's like already
I don't
taking
know. Why does this? Why does it say salt on the mirror?
She's already
just all
taking
agree
it out
there are
of
no
her
bad
bag
ideas.
to do it, but she's
There are
like,
no
"Why
bad
would you
ideas.
do this? Why?"
There are no bad ideas in this hellscape.
All right, as she shakes salt at the mirror, pauses for a moment.
Hello.
Salt shaker in hand, Hazel spritzes a little bit of salt, a dash of salt against the mirror. The faint tinkling of the salt against the glass can be heard as everyone waits with bated breath for something to happen. But nothing does.
Well, we tried.
Okay, I'm
Certainly
all out
did.
of ideas.
Well, I feel doubly foolish now. Between
well, to
my
be fair, wasn't your idea.
no, I still did it like an asshat, just like trying to smoke a cigar. Right then.
Awful
And
hard on
as-
yourself, huh?
Well, I wanted I just wanted to be a professional. I just wanted to be professional about this.
Yeah, watch
and
the
then
fucking language.
I think you're doing great. Hey.
I
Simmer down.
If there's nothing else to be investigated, shall we remove ourselves from the bathroom?
Before we find any more of those coins.
As the lot of you make your way there, because there's two doors in here. There's the one that comes from the master bedroom itself, and the other one, there's a second door that looks like probably, from where you are in the house, leads back out into the kind of the main area on the second floor. As you make your way towards that door, the southern wall of this bathroom, there's this undulation of the wall beneath the tiles. You can almost hear the tiles just slightly crackling and tinkling as you can all see this wave moving from top to bottom along that wall.
There's something in these cigars?
I didn't smoke one, and I'm seeing that, so I'm gonna go with no.
I think it's very important that we leave this room right now. I feel like that's an important thing.
Seconded. Renee.
Already out the door.
Sounds about right.
As Renee opens the door and makes his way out, those of you who are still in here, make a sanity roll.
God damn it.
Oh no!
It fell.
All right. Thanks to the lovely luck bonus from Jamie Lalone. I'm gonna re-roll that 92.
Okay. Sure thing.
I'm gonna
Scream fortifies you. Make a reroll.
I'm gonna first thank Jamie Lalone for my first reroll that I had earlier that I forgot to do. Thank you so much. And I'm gonna use my other bonus roll from Evan Murray, and re-roll that 80 over 54.
I failed doubly. I got a 68.
So 20 under 54 for me. For myself.
Okay.
I failed my second roll too, so
damn.
Here we go.
Okay, well that nicotine in your bloodstream wasn't quite enough. As Percy and Hazel just kind of standing, giving that wall the third degree as they're kind of waiting their turn to get out the door, like because they don't want to be in this room anymore. The entire wall pulses like a heartbeat.
Oh.
Pump.
we need to go. We need to leave. We need to leave the room right now. We need to get out. Keep going.
We're both gonna go through the doorway and get stuck,
wedged between each other.
Okay. Yeah, and as you guys make your way back out into the hall, immediately to your left is the room that Silas and Percy know has a raccoon in it. Speaking of which, when you had left that door, I kind of neglected a little detail. Did you leave that door open or closed?
I closed it. I very specifically closed it.
I'm glad you remember.
So with that, you make your way past. You actually hear a little scratching against that door.
What's in that room?
Raccoon. He's very busy.
Oh, great soggy houses, soggy raccoons, walls that pulsate. This is not how I wanted my first investigation to go.
Still up here on the second floor, there's the room that was on the other side of the master bedroom. There was the room in the southwestern corner of the house, and then kind of south on the other side of the room that had the raccoon in it. There is a door that leads off in that direction as well. So you've got basically 3 doors left to inspect. There's the one in the northwest, the one in the southwest, and one in the southeast.
Shall we go to the southwest corner? Work our way around?
Sure. As bad as any.
Okay, so you make your way across the hallway, across the second floor landing, and make your way towards the pair of doors on the other side of the house. And who is opening this door?
I'll open
Renee! Oh, Pharisee.
Renee's first in, first out most times.
Somebody's gotta.
Okay. And so with that, Renee opens up the door
Wait,
in here.
It's Percy this time.
This room, actually, you go to wrench the door open, and this one doesn't open. It seems to be locked.
Oh, darn.
The house made the decision for us. Next room.
I mean, there could be something in there, though, that we might need.
Well, how do you propose we get in?
She, like, slowly shifts her gaze to Renee.
We all just kind of...
We all just...
All right. So I'm kind of what do you need from Renee?
For this door to not be locked?
Yes. Well, I feel like that's stereotyping.
I feel like that's me remembering a conversation we had earlier, but that's besides the point.
I feel like
Shifty
stereotyping.
foreigner?
I feel like stereotyping would be like them looking at me. I think you're fine. I think
Very
you're
well. Well, if I can't convince you otherwise, I reach in to my small satchel and pull out a lock picking kit.
Okay.
Are you are gonna? Okay.
All right, just a moment. And I go in there. What is this? Locksmith roll?
Yeah. Locksmith or mechanical repair if you got that.
All right, here we go. Locksmith. 34 to my 40.
Okay. So Renee gives it a bit of the old tension and the bump, and the door clicks and unlocks, and begins to swing open. And lit by Hazel's flashlight and Silas's improvised torch, inside what you find here is all manner of things gathering dust. This looks like almost a trophy room or some kind of haphazard storage room for a museum. In here, you can all see all kinds of pots and vases, statuettes, carvings, musical instruments, idols, and more. They all are filling shelves and space in here. There are crates, and it is rather meticulously organized, although it is also very crowded. And one of the things that you all immediately noticed is several figurines have fallen and shattered to the ground. I mean, not as you're coming in, but they are lying there broken and unheated.
Jackpot.
Hazel immediately forgets all danger and goes into the archaeological find room to explore.
Oh, what? Oh, okay.
No, let her.
I just didn't want to.
Oh my god!
Broken
And this,
stuff.
this is from this with the Peruvian, and that stuff right over here, and I think that's is that from? And like she's just like looking and like completely fascinated by everything.
Is this one gold? Look at this.
Ooh.
Hazel, go ahead and make an archaeology or an anthropology roll if you've got it.
That is a success under my anthropology skill.
Okay. Well, as you are looking through some of these things, one thing that you notice is a lot of these are funerary artifacts. If he got these things from where they came from, these were not just something that he bought. These were things that were taken from a tomb, or some of them even seem like child's toys and artifacts, things like that. You're seeing all kinds of different things in here. This collection is very thorough, but also these are not the kind of things that would have just been sold to a person. These are the kind of things that are taken.
Just like a white man.
Yet another white man taking the shit that doesn't belong to him.
Until you're gonna
Accurate.
A tomb.
And this is a death mask. It actually would have been put over the faces they were interred. Oh, okay. Everybody, these are
Neat.
these all came from dead people. Just throwing that out there.
Victimless crime.
I'm staying away from that one. But yes, that is gold. But this is over here. And is there any sign of a steamer trunk in the room?
Not that you can see. No, there's nothing that seems like it would be a steamer trunk.
Anything that? Go ahead.
Like there are crates and things like that, but this is it looks like it's all a lot of things that have been sitting in here for a long time.
Okay.
Are any of
from the
the
amount of
crates
dust.
open, or are they all like sealed, as if they've been shipped?
These are open. This is not like anything that was shipped recently. There are towards the back a couple of crates that are sealed with pretty old dates on them.
Okay.
Like you see one that's from 1920.
Is there anything from the past few months that came in? Like, if I see there any dates that are recent on these?
They're you definitely don't see any recent dates in this room. Okay. Not at all. You actually see a number of older dates specifically, but in general, this room doesn't look like it's been touched in a while.
Okay.
And these figurines, do they resemble anything?
Renee, as you lean down and give them a look, they look like they're probably, some of them are religious artifacts. Some of them actually look like, I mean, you're not sure, you're no archaeologist, but they look like they might be more kind of mundane carvings, like kind of like little simple artistic pieces, things like that. As you're looking over them, there's kind of a creaking sound, and another one of the figurines falls from a high shelf, shattering onto the ground. And with that, we'll take a break.
Oh.
Oh.
Ominous.
Jesus.
So how's everybody feeling?
Fabulous.
Feeling great. Feeling good.
Super nervous.
Foreboding. Feeling a
Yeah.
lot of foreboding in this IHOP tonight.
I feel very foreboded.
I am very uncomfortable with the energy we've created in the studio today.
You don't like the soggy raccoon energy?
He's the highlight of my day. I love that little raccoon. He's got a lot of business going on. I don't know why you guys are laughing. He's busy.
Yeah. Whereas things are maybe a bit trepidatious for you folks in the show, we are doing really well outside of the show. Currently, we have $1,456.69.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
You guys are killing it.
We love
Yeah,
to see
and
it.
there's some lovely, lovely comments here. Severely Trans says Percy's player is a thick king.
That's my girlfriend.
Yes.
That is my girlfriend.
Aw.
An anonymous donor says rich people are strange is a perfect explanation for a lot.
You're right, and you should say it.
Real life.
Commander Jesse said embrace the madness. And Jake said great show. We also have donations from Catosaurus Rex, Bradley
Kate!
Russell, and Tamra. Oh, would you need a shout out to Catosaurus?
Hi, Kate. I love you. Thank
Yes.
you. Kate
And
made the earring that I'm wearing for Silas.
Yay.
Awesome. That's amazing.
Also, Brad
So-
Russell. He's in my D&D group.
Dope. So yeah, $1,456.69. That is amazing. They have descended from pure air, and as we walk through this ritual, we are now gunning for $1,666. The next book drop of Mansions of Madness. We also have a winner of a giveaway. Jake Flawless won the physical book giveaway. Congratulations, Jake.
Golf claps, everyone.
Yeah.
Well done, well done.
And of course, this money is going towards the Transgender Law Center, a group that casts a wide net to work through legal means and social means for trans liberation. You can find out more about them at transgenderlawcenter.org. They have an extensive amount of information and, most importantly, resources. If anybody you know who is transgender or gender nonconforming and is in a spot of trouble, then the Transgender Law Center has means to do that. They have helped people who are immigrants from other countries who've come here to escape persecution and have met with other kinds of persecution within this system, trans people who are trapped in oppressive detention centers and so forth, and they have helped get them released under dire circumstances. So they do it all, and they look out for people. They're an amazing organization, and we're really glad to be supporting them tonight. Remember, we're working towards the $2,500 goal. So by all means, share this stream, encourage people to come on board and donate. But before we get back to the terror, we have a special guest here in the Omniverse studio. It is Brandon Gerson, the actor who plays Father Grandfather, popped in for a surprise. Hello there.
Hi, how's it going?
Oh, it's going pretty well. You know, some folks have been donating money in your name, Father Grandfather.
Oh, that's nice. Thank you so much. Should I be doing Father Grandfather's voice?
I don't. That's up to you, my friend.
Let me tell you a story. Not in Father Grandfather's voice. I was literally just having diarrhea when Kat knocked on the door and said, "Brandon, come out here and do something for Father Grandfather." I was literally shitting out. I've been in Maryland for a week. I know I shouldn't have been, and I've been eating nothing but crab because they are obsessed with crab in Maryland. And now it's all coming out. It's all coming out. It's like I live.
Sounds like you could use a rectal dilator.
I really could.
Woo! Well, thank you very much, Mr. Gerson. It's been a real pleasure reacquainting myself with you, and good luck on your endeavors.
Well, Father Grandfather will return.
Well. So, without further ado, now back to the terror.
Hunched over the broken remnants of old pieces of art, old figurines, Renee sees another one shatter to the floor next to him. And with that crashing fall jolting everyone. What is the group up to next?
Did we all hear? I'm assuming we all heard the.
Oh yeah, it happened right in the middle of the room. It just fell right off one of the high shelves.
The door. We can just close the door. We can ignore it and pretend like it never happened.
Are these?
Oh, it's in the room that you're in.
glass?
No. They some of them are made out of wood. Some of them are made out of stone, or in the case of the one that just fell, clay.
I pick up the clay figure to look at it.
Okay. The piece has an oversized head to it that's kind of partially cracked. You fit the pieces together, and it is just this screaming icon of torment.
Oh, that's delightful.
Very creepy.
Is this a symbol that I recognize in any of my research?
With it, it's just kind of a grotesque, basically.
Mm-hmm.
You know, occasionally some cultures will, they'll have kind of an art form where they will put together grotesqueries, whether it's screaming figures or acts of violence and things like that. I mean, in general, often with simple clay pieces like that, they're often, some kind of an exaggerated element of what they're meant to convey. And in this case, you think you've got a pretty good sense of it. The artist definitely did their job.
Was there anything in those crates back there? If we've done all the looking we need to do here, I think maybe we should be looking somewhere else.
Well, none of the crates are recent, so probably nothing that he saw before he left.
And with that,
try to
sorry, go ahead.
stealthily pocket anything that looks valuable out of sight of everyone else. I don't want to seem too greedy, especially after my lockpicking endeavor.
Certainly. You pocket the nicest pieces that you're able to find, and the lot of you make your way out of this long untouched trophy room, and across the hall from you is the door leading into some as of yet unexplored room in the northeast of the house, or northwest of the house.
Shall we?
We shall.
I open the door.
Okay. Making your way into this door, this is a nice, cozy den. It has suffered much less of the water damage that you've seen around the house, and it's still in relatively good shape. Most of the well-appointed lounges and chairs all look like they're still in good shape. Haven't really suffered any of that mildewing or moisture that you've seen causing problems elsewhere in the house. One of the foremost things that catches your eye in here, though, is a large mantelpiece with an ornately decorated double-barrel shotgun hanging above it.
Huh.
Okay.
Underneath is a small fire grate, just something simple to keep the room warm.
He Hazel will step into the room and look to see if there's any abandoned books, journals, horrible idols.
There's nothing like that around. You do see there's a not particularly hidden wet bar in the corner, which in this day and age is most assuredly contraband. Besides that, other than the shotgun, a few other cozy things that you would expect to find within a den. Looks like there's a kind of an area, little designated smoking corner here with an ashtray. There's nothing really that stands out to you as any kind of particularly, unusual or creepy facet in this room, at least.
Without missing a single beat, Hazel limps over to the wet bar, grabs the first bottle of brown liquid that she sees, and takes a deep swig.
Pass it over.
Good for you. Put it in rotation. Come on.
Hands it over.
We've earned that. We've earned this.
That and this cigar is the best thing we've gotten from this place.
It's a fact. So we just each take a little swig.
I'm gonna take a moment to fill an empty flask, pull it out of my other suit pocket, and just
just to calm your nerves.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Sure enough, the lot of you ransack the liquor cabinet and take your fill.
Are there any drawers or desks or anything to look into in here? Or is it just straight up couches and so?
Yeah, with that it's basically couches. There's not really any kind of this is not a place for doing business. This is a place for hanging out and enjoying oneself.
Right.
As you do look around, though, one of the things that you find kind of crumpled up near the fire grate, kind of underneath the mantelpiece, near one of the small tables, is a crumpled piece of paper.
I pick it up.
This note looks like it was hastily written, and is covered in ink splatters.
Give us a listen. To whom it may concern, I am writing this statement in the event of my joining my staff and my expedition members in death. I, Arthur Cornwaite, being of sound mind and body. No time for formality or legalisms. It is the thing I must tell you of. What is sanity when faced with this? I thought I had fled from it in that foul green place, that accursed temple, yet somehow it has followed me and I know the signs. There can be no mistake. It's with me. It is a thing so clever, so terrible that melodrama? What's the point? Note to myself in an empty house. Whoever reads this knows it will know of it. But what you must also know is that it has a weakness so simple. So this Dodge has better get the. Huh? Can anyone else make out that last line? And I kind of hand up paper.
The Dodge brace had better get the darn something. It looks like it ends with a K, a C and a K.
Fuck.
The Dodge brothers. The Dodge brothers had better get the darn check.
Huh. Oh. Well,
For
this
salt.
No, that's an R. Oh.
Oh no. Wait, what's an R?
No, don't worry about it.
Fair enough. So this
Dodge brothers
certainly.
better get the darn check.
Well, can we circle back to the apparent confirmation that the staff is dead?
And the expedition members.
Uh,
And Mr. Cornthwaite, apparently.
Apparently he was. So this changes things.
Yeah.
Renee, do you think this counts as confirmation of death? Just as an aside.
I think it's going to have to.
Okay. All right. Amazing.
Also, the bit about checks makes me think that maybe we should, maybe get it from them as soon as possible.
Is there anything else in the back of the letter? This is it.
As you're inspecting the letter, flipping it over, there's nothing on the back but some ink stains where it looks like it was gripped by an ink-covered hand. And looking it over, inspecting it one last time, all of you hear a creaking noise above you.
Oh, I don't like
Sounds
that.
like something's moving around up above you, possibly up in the attic.
So attic time, I suppose.
Is there anywhere else down here that we haven't checked? We need more salt.
There's one more room.
Let's see if we can find another stash of salt in there.
I pocket the letter.
Okay.
And I would understand if anyone else. I would understand if anyone felt like they wanted to leave, but I
get the feeling that we're in a little too deep to just walk out of here.
I just have to make sure that it can't get out of here. It can't get to anyone else. It's
something to share with the class, Hazel.
What?
If there's something here that followed him, we have to make sure that it can't leave, that it can't get to other people that don't know, that would be unsuspecting, that don't know that these things exist. That ignorance is not only bliss.
Up a little less. Can we vague it up a little less? What thing?
Like what? Yeah, can you be a little more specific?
Well, I don't know specifically what sort of thing. I just know that there are things that do happen to people, and sometimes people try to, they dig up things that they shouldn't, and then other people have to come behind them and clean up their mess and try to make sure that the rest of the world doesn't also go digging in those same holes and dig up horrible things. And so we need to find some more salt.
Renee kind of tests the weight of his bag with the hidden figures that he pocketed, and looks up at the ceiling. I'm sure it's fine.
I'm glad. I'm comforted. Great.
I mean,
testing the weight of all those cultural icons on your conscience.
How's that white guilt feeling? How's it feeling? Good and
there's
heavy?
surprisingly little of it, although I guess it's not that surprising.
Yeah, not really.
Let's see if we
Some
can
crazy white people shit. God.
Let's see if we can find any more salt in the other room before we go traipsing up to the attic.
Let's go.
Okay, so you're going to check out kind of the last unexamined door on the second floor?
Yep.
Okay, so you all make your way out into the central hallway area, and a quick note before you, as you're moving along, Percy probably at this point points out that directly kind of above this doorway is the trapdoor that would lead up to the attic. But you all make your way away from there over to the other side of the house to the final room on the second floor. And who has door duty this time?
I check to see if it is locked.
Okay, this door, you turn the handle, and it is definitely not locked. It slowly begins to move open under the weight of your hand.
Okay, and I throw it open.
Okay.
And back away quickly.
Jump back.
The door opens with a bang, and inside, lit by the torchlight and Hazel Martin's flashlight, inside is it looks like it's probably a guest room, something that looks like it hasn't been used in a while. This is a bedroom.
Look at Renee. Look familiar? Is this the one?
Actually, yes.
Gross.
From the looks of it, it hasn't been used. Let's use it.
But this house also looks about 17 years older than the last time I saw it last year.
That's fair.
As you all make your way into this room, it's rather small in comparison to the master bedroom. This guest room, it's got some of the signs of moisture damage in here, although not quite as again, not as severe as you saw in many of the other parts of the house. Everyone can make either a spot hidden or an architecture roll.
Is that a dig against me that there is less moisture damage in this room?
That is a critical success.
Okay.
Nice.
Critical success.
95.
Hard success.
As you are all
success on a spot hidden.
Okay. As you are all looking around, Percy is kind of standing back. Looks almost like he's kind of doing some math in his head or kind of trying to envision things. And Percy takes a step forward, raps against the back, against the wall with the fireplace, and nods knowingly. Percy, there's something behind this wall. There's another room here or something, crawl space or something. Hazel and Silas, the two of you had passed a spot hidden check.
Mm-hmm.
As Percy mentions that and is kind of gesturing at the interior wall, the two of you look around a little bit, and sure enough, the fireplace in here, there's a fireplace that, well, it's not real. This fireplace is false.
Huh.
And playing around with it a little bit, you find that this actually can be swung open. This is a secret door.
What a pervert.
You could have been standing here listening to whatever the fuck you were doing the whole time.
Ew. Ugh. Well, let's investigate, shall we?
Yes. Very well.
I open the fireplace.
Okay. You open the fireplace and are assaulted by a wave stale dust as it blasts out at you.
God.
Yuck.
God.
Ugh.
I hate it here.
I don't think that they were using this room last year at the party.
And going further into it, Silas, he lofts his torch and looks in and gets to make a sanity check.
Oh, good.
Precious baby.
I dropped my dice in here.
Oh
no. Luke, can you roll for me? My dice is under the couch.
Oh no.
Oh, fair enough. 47 out of whatever you have for sanity, which I think is enough to...
That's a pass, baby. That's a pass.
Okay, it's still enough to cause you to lose 1 point of sanity as you're startled. Maybe let out a little bit of a yelp. What you see in here is a grisly scene.
Oh
no. There is a desiccated corpse contained within this.
Oh God! Oh, fuck!
What is it? What's in there?
Additionally, you can see all kinds of scratches along the back of the of this fake door. Ancient, old, faded stains against these scratches, and what looks like pieces of fingernail embedded into them.
I stumble backwards, and I just hold the torch out, and I'm just.
Hazel looks in.
And Hazel.
I think I'm gonna be sick. Take the torch. I'm gonna be sick.
Oh no!
And I hand this torch over, and I kind of duck out.
Hazel gets to make her own sanity roll.
She certainly does. That's a good old failure, but fortunately, Tamara donated. Thank you, Tamara. I'm going to be using this as a reroll. Hazel cannot afford a sanity loss. Oh, good. That is a success. Thank you, Tamara. Thank you.
Still 1 point of sanity damage.
Oh yeah.
But even then, the shocking tableau of this desiccated corpse and the unusually shortened fingers that it has, along with all the scratch marks and everything, you more or less keep your wits about you once you recover. But one of the things you notice is as you're actually shining your flashlight around in here, kind of when you stumble back for a moment, that's actually what kind of gives it away. Looking up, it looks like there's a trap door up above in this small hole.
How small is this hole? Hazel's not in the hole. Hazel's peeking up and then backing quickly out of the hole. There's one desiccated corpse. Does it look like the corpse would be approximately Arthur Kerwin corpse, or
do you have anything that would give you a good sense of that?
Archaeology?
Yeah, sure.
Mummy. How old is a mummy? I don't know.
It's a little out of the field, but yeah. I mean, at the very least,
we'll go for it. Yes, that is a success.
Okay. Well,
24
again,
under 26, baby.
This is not something exactly what you would normally use it for. This is a little unorthodox, perhaps. But even so, you do get the sense that this has been here for some time. The cut of the clothes are definitely well out of fashion. Even though they're in terrible shape, you can still make out enough of them to tell that, yeah, this is probably sometime from maybe the Edwardian or late Victorian era. With it, this doesn't look like Cornthwaite.
Okay. Well, it's not Cornthwaite. It's definitely older than that. I must maybe Victorian, maybe Edwardian. Okay, stop looking at the corpse clothes. Stop. Okay. There's a corpse in there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like a mummy, but there's also a trapdoor.
No.
Like someone dropped him in there with the trapdoor?
Maybe.
Fingers.
I have a thing about small enclosed spaces. So going in there to check, I feel would be one of you fine, strong, upstanding gentlemen's jobs.
Strong, I'll take. Upstanding. I
don't. Upstanding, I'll take. Strong.
Upstanding, I'll take. Strong is not my.
Okay, well, we have fine, strong, and upstanding, and one of you needs to do it.
Oh, I'll take fine.
So you're gonna do it.
All right. Fine. What's a corpse?
It's
not a big
body.
deal.
Gross.
Maybe
foul.
We can get him out of there.
All right, give me that, and I take the torch.
Yeah.
And
you want the flash? Here, take this instead, and hand him the flashlight.
Well, okay, fine. And I take the flashlight and I walk down the stairs. And how do I notice something anymore? Any investigation I can do to this?
So with this, basically the fireplace itself is a kind of a secret door. It's a fake fireplace. It opens up into this small little monk's hole, basically, like a small kind of little cell. And in here, there's just barely enough room to stretch out. Like you could probably put a cot in here if there weren't already a corpse occupying a big chunk of it. But there's not a whole lot of room in here. Other than that, though, the only real thing of notice, other than the fact that it looks like whoever that was that's dead on the ground, at some point long ago tried to claw his way out through the fake door, through the fake fireplace. Up above is what is a trapdoor that looks like it probably leads up into the attic, and there's plenty of handholds to reach there. At least you can see them with your flashlight. But if you didn't know what was going on in there and you didn't have a flashlight with you, this would be a harrowing experience.
Okay, well, is it so? There's not enough room for anyone else to join me in this little area.
There is. There's easily room for 2 people to stand comfortably in here. All 4 of you could cram in at once if you wanted to.
No, I don't think there's any room for anybody else to be in the room.
What? You need someone.
I move to the handholds and I start to climb, and I grab at the hatch for the trapdoor.
Okay. So yeah, with it, you pull at the hatch on the trapdoor and you're able to push it open. It's not even locked. And you find yourself pulling your head up and shining your light into a spacious and somewhat cluttered attic area.
All right, I descend and I look out with the flashlight and I say, I found the way into the attic. It's not locked. It seems as safe as anything else in this mansion.
Can we go through like the normal way to the attic? That we don't have to see a dead body?
It's just he's been here a long time. It's not going to hurt you.
Or go through a small tunnel hatch.
Silas steal my nerves. Okay. I just want it on record. I hate this. I walk in, I follow Renee up.
Okay, and I will do my best to go up into the attic, and then I will shine the light down through the hatch, illuminating the corpse, but also the way.
No, why the emphasis? What? Do you hate me?
Do you want to go like the other way?
Let's do that. Can we get the torch to? We're gonna come around in the other direction.
You have the torch. I handed it to you.
Oh, okay.
I fell.
I'm gonna take the. Yeah.
Okay, so with this, Hazel and Percy are gonna make their way towards the other hatch and head up that way. Okay. Yeah. Hazel and Percy, as you make your way along, make a sanity roll.
Oh, God damn it.
Ooh, failure. So much failure.
Extreme failure.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, so Hazel, you lose a point of sanity. Percy, you lose 2 points of sanity, and make a dexterity check.
If only they'd had more rolls.
If only
out of the goodness of your heart at home, you can give them those rolls. Just putting that out there. That is in your hands. That is your power.
Mm-mm.
I don't know if you know this, dear audience, but I am notorious for failing sanity checks.
But you can change that. You can change that for this $50 to a great cause. You at home can have an impact on this game.
Save us.
Okay.
Sarah McLachlan plays in the distance.
Yes.
Did Percy make the dex check?
No.
Oh.
He's not a Dexy man.
So here's what happens, because basically as you are making your way towards the other hatch, kind of coming across the top landing, the floor of the second floor is kind of creaking along. As you know, in the normal way, there's a slight creak as you step around on the second floor, but the creaking kind of stops for a moment, and then the entire floor just undulates, and you just have this sinking feeling in the pit of your stomach. It just moves in a way that a floor shouldn't, and Percy lets out a bit of a shout and reaches onto the handrail overlooking the first floor for protection, or to steady himself, and the handrail begins to give way, and he begins falling. Hazel, what are you up to?
What you doing?
Oh no. So he's just staring up at nothing, or he's staring up at a thing that I am also.
He's kind of looking down at the floor that's moving, and is kind of lost his balance for a moment, and just tries to grab onto the handrail to steady himself. Unfortunately, when he does, his weight begins to carry him with the handrail kind of down towards the first floor.
Hazel will just launch herself to try and tackle him to the ground, but away from the handrail with no particular grace whatsoever. Just flings herself at him to try and make him, not fall down the stairs to his death.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Hazel can make I'll say a dexterity, or if you've got brawl, just to really
let's do
football
some
tackle
dexterity.
somebody.
Let's do some dexterity. Hazel's not a brawler. Hazel's 5'2".
She might be
She
scrappy.
can brawl if she wants to.
That is a hard success. No, that's an extreme success.
Oh, excellent. So yeah, Percy begins to go, and Hazel is quick. Dives at him, carrying him to the ground, as you can hear the hand railing carrying itself the rest of the way down onto the first floor and breaking on the ground below.
As Hazel now realized she is very awkwardly on top of another human and kind of disentangles herself. Sorry about that, but you were gonna fall and die.
Thank you.
This house
Thank
is
you.
yeah. We need to join the others.
Yeah, we need to go. We need to go. Okay.
Okay, so you dust yourselves off and quickly make your way to the second trap door, pulling it down along with a set of stairs that kind of slide down with it, and the two of you begin to traipse your way up into the attic. And this attic, it's large and it's open except for the things that are kind of contained in here. And once the both of you are up in your respective corners, you can each see the light from the other on the other side.
Could we hear them like falling and crashing and whatnot? Or are we?
Yeah. Off in the distance, you heard kind of an echo of a crash.
All right.
I almost died. She saved me.
I just it's all right is relative. Okay, but we are all in the attic now. Let's not split up again.
Were you attacked by a desiccated corpse? Because this one's been quiet.
No, I was attacked by a fucking railing.
The floor started moving. The floor started moving. Like
the floor was moving.
The walls were moving, and then the floors were moving, and then the whole house is...
All right, so that trunk. Let's find it. Let's go.
Yeah.
I want out.
Can I trade you back for my flashlight?
Oh, yeah, yes. Here you go.
You did that with a torch in your...
Why do you think I had to roll dex?
Oh, boy.
Hazel.
I mean, I was just really hoping for that botched roll where she sends both of you hurtling on fire down in the
I was fully expecting it.
I forgot she had the torch.
If this were Unknown Armies, that would have happened. But
so
now, all of you are up here. You meet up, walk to the center of the attic, exchange light sources, and begin to look around. In here, there is quite a menagerie of various things: old chests, rocking horse, a broken mirror, a locked wardrobe. There's a tailor's dummy just in the corner.
All haunted.
Odd bits of furniture and so on. There's bits of what look like expedition equipment that are kind of stored up in one corner. You find a couple of additional flashlights there.
Excellent.
Hand those bad boys out.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do they work?
You have to go through a few of them before you find one with a battery that has any charge with it. They've kind of been neglected up here. These flashlights are considerably dimmer than Hazel's, but they get the job done compared to nothing at all.
Fair enough.
And as you look through this attic for various things, one of the things that you do find in kind of a small wet area near the south wall, there's one trunk that seems to have been flattened outwards, as if it had burst from an explosion within.
I think we found the trunk.
Yeah.
I'll investigate the trunk, taking a closer look.
Looking inside, there's the remains of some jungle clothing, a pith helmet, a compass, a .45 revolver, and a machete. In addition to that, you also find what looks like is an expedition diary.
I will hand the machete to Renee and immediately dive into the expedition diary.
Is there any way to assess where, like, the origin of the explosion within the chest is from? Like, is there a specific spot within that area?
Go ahead and make a spot hidden roll. And there's journal excerpt part 1 and 2 for you to peruse.
That's a fail. That's a 70 over 25.
The natives had it in their novels that if a man's soul was pure, the snake bite wouldn't harm him. Poor Hargreaves died almost immediately. Terrible agony. May 23rd. We met a shaman who claimed he could read the keepies. He prepared an ofrenda and had us chew cocoa leaves so that with his guidance he could take us to where he called the Green Dome. I feared this was purely shamanic nomenclature for some dream state. I'm thrilled to say that I was proven wrong. Only with the vital energies of the cocoa pulsing through us could we have kept up with the man climbed up mossy rocks through ravines into the deep recesses of the jungle, as though in a mad dance, reading the knots of the quipus as he moved like a blind man's map. Now, at long last, I write these words in the midst of the great dome. Woven into the jungle's growth, ancient and dark, it stands an eerie, silent. We are truly in the house of Pachamama. May 24th. Not Pachamama. Something else. A sinister twin, maybe? The carvings initially pled for Pachamama's manifestation, but the final offerings depicted a foul. Sacrifices of man and beast, left to rot. I've never seen the likes of rituals from this period. The carvings tell a story of building the dome and a priest's vision of some being whose name I can't discern. Something the order of jungle mother of many offspring.
It indicates that they believed their efforts were successful, but the glyphs abruptly end. May 28th. They're all dead. It comes every time I close my eyes. The stone lifting, that sound, the slick churning of it, and Lawrence's face suspended in horror as he burst from within. The revulsion as it spilled from the dome, gasping and thrashing. They surrounded us, those bastards. They led us here just to kill us. If I hadn't fallen in the river. Never again, never again. Never again.
So, I guess we know what happened to Professor Cornthwaite. Sort of.
Yeah, he got what he was coming to him.
I think he got something much worse than that.
And
I
as
think
Hazel
he brought it
had-
back with him.
As Hazel had spent some time reading these diary entries to the lot of you, the rest of you, Silas, Renee, and Percy, make a listen check.
Oh, good.
Oh, delightful. So excited.
My listen has got to be B. Oh, success.
Nice.
19 out of 20.
94 against my 40.
40
Okay.
or 45.
Okay, so Silas and Percy, you're listening to what Hazel's telling you, this unbelievable story, seemingly written in Cornthwaite's hand, but something else is distracting you. There's, in addition to the sound of the creaking that has kind of been omnipresent in this house ever since you've come into it, at first it sounds like rain, but it's not quite rain because there's no concussive rhythmic pattering to it. It's more like just the flow of water across the roof. And both of you look up and notice that there is along the walls, the southern wall of the house, it almost looks like there's a sheen of water along the wall, but water doesn't flow upwards.
Anybody see that?
What? Huh? What?
That.
Is it all across the wall, like the ceiling, or is it just
Across the entire kind of area that you're in, maybe 15 feet across, just flowing upwards.
Huh.
I ready the machete.
And everyone make a sanity roll.
What is that uncanny ooze? Will the fates favor our investigators as they muster up their sanity? Or will they crack in this mansion of madness? Tune in next week for the chilling and action-packed finale of the Crook'd and Crooked Manse.
We stand not just on the precipice of this story, but also our donation drive for the Transgender Law Center. We are only $340.31 away from meeting our goal and ushering in the time when the stars are right. Head to CthulhuMystery.com/live to donate via our Tiltify page, and, if you're so keen, ask our very own intrepid seeker of secrets, Estelle Thorpe, anything. Or little old me, Kat Blackard, showrunner of this show. You fork over the Mazuma and I'll talk. That's the deal.
Now, we mentioned a demonstration. Might I ask a question of Miss Thorpe?
Certainly.
Let's see. What is Estelle Thorpe's birthday?
Trying to ask what my sign is.
Well, sure. That too.
November 5th, 1894. The year of the horse in the Chinese zodiac, but in Western astrology, I'm a Scorpio. You can tell by my relentless curiosity. A water sign, which I'm sure you can agree adds up, but the irony isn't lost on me.
What do you mean?
Thalassophobia, darling. It's no coincidence I spent so much time overseas. Once I was there, I was in no particular rush to hop back on a steamer. I've got to practically medicate myself into a coma to manage it. It's dreadful. But, not to end on a down note, on the theme of birthdays, I suppose I can also offer up that I've got big plans for a birthday soiree at Thorpe Manor.
Oh, outstanding. Well, thank you, Miss Thorpe, for that insight, and, mark your calendars.
If they're keen to this program, they'll know when to RSVP.
We do love our listeners, and they love us, it turns out. We recently got an Apple Podcast review from the Netherlands. A user whose name I'm not going to attempt in their native Dutch, but apparently translates to the umpteenth anonymous. This 5-star review is entitled Wonderful, and they say, Call of Cthulhu Actual Play, a good story, and the sound of a beautiful 1920s audio drama while still being an easy listen? Well done, you people, and thank you for your gift. It is appreciated. Well, you are appreciated, umpteenth. Thank you. If you too would like to leave a review, head over to Apple Podcasts or Podchaser. And if you love this show, crave behind-the-scenes content, exclusive shows, and updates on the creative process, head to patreon.com/omniversemedia to support our efforts.
Yes, and the final installment of the Cracked and Crooked test run is out now. That's our 5-part Patreon exclusive playthrough of this campaign, with a completely different cast and a very different experience. There's also a bonus episode for that campaign. During the game, my character Cordelia Sokova did a Celtic Cross tarot spread, which is mentioned in part in the story, but not explored in depth during everything going on. So, in this bonus episode, I share the card reading and explore the meanings and associations that both Cordelia and I drew in anticipation of the fate that awaited us. It was very provocative.
All that and more at patreon.com/omniversemedia. I'm sure you are shaking with anticipation for the big finale, but courage, my friends, it will not be long now. We'll see you next week for the dramatic conclusion to the Cracked and Crooked Manse. Thanks for listening to the Call of Cthulhu Mystery Program. This production of the Cracked and Crooked Manse is performed by Keeper Luke Stram, Kat Blackard, Caleb Del Rio, Sawyer Greene, Joshua LaForge, Dottie Vox, and features a special performance by Brandon Gerson as himself. It's based on a scenario from Mansions of Madness, written by Stuart Boone, Sean DeWolf, Gavin Inglis, Christopher Lackey, and Mark Morrison, published by Chaosium Incorporated. Find the Call of Cthulhu Mystery Program's award-winning audio drama series on your favorite podcast platform or at CthulhuMystery.com. This is an Omniverse production. It's produced by Catherine Blackard, Colin Peterson, and John Sebastian Laval. Colin Peterson is the project lead, director, and live stream producer. Sound was by John Sebastian Laval. The original score is composed and performed by Ryan McQuinn and Mike McQuinn of Neon Dolphin. Home for all your custom music needs and more, neondolphinmusic.com. Special thanks to our Patreon producers, Ben Honk, Nathan Crow, Sean Hutchinson, Zombie Pops, Hoodoo Voodoo, Sean T. Red, Josh King, Patrick Webster, and David Van Pelt. Our executive producers, Big Bad Shadow Man, Jason O'Keefe, Marcus Larson, Aaron Ramsey, and Jamie Lalone, and James Nicola and the Arkham Paranormal Research Society. This program is made possible by the support of listeners like you. Head to patreon.com/omniversemedia to join our community of fans and unlock further secrets. All characters appearing are fictitious, and any resemblance to persons living or dead is purely coincidental. This has been the Call of Cthulhu Mystery Program. Good night.
Omniverse.